What causes you anxiety that really shouldn't? Making a effing phone call. Bridges. I know how they are built, I know how they are tested. And yet, heebie-jeebies. Thinking if I lock the door or not when I go outside. Phone calls. Even if it's good news or extra work. Every time the phone rings, I just cringe. I can't ring people back either. If it's not a text or FB message or an email, then I won't respond. Leaving the grocery store without purchasing anything. Too many people talking at once. For me, it's initiating contact with friends. I never call them first, I feel like I am a bother. So I wait for them to call me. My biggest irrational fear that causes me extreme amounts of anxiety would be the thought of a plane crashing into my house. When I hear a plane fly over my house, I nearly have a heart attack. Doctors' calls, visits. I know that they can help, but I cannot say that I once was told good news. It really is irrational, and I still go through it when the need arises. But I feel like I put it off way more than I should. Knocking on my neighbor's door to ask them to be quieter so I can sleep. Having any large bills in my wallet. Like I'm in my 30s but feel anxious I'm suddenly going to lose that $50 or worse yet $100 bill from my wallet. Going somewhere new and not knowing where to park ahead of time. Everything. Any type of failure or difficulty. Do you want a list? Tears of joy. Eating in front of others. Being in large crowds. Even pre-corona. Telling somebody no. Being a picky eater in front of PPL. Even family. Sending texts to, and calling, my closest friends. Worrying I might bother them. Showing my art to others. Worried they might not like it. Wearing women's swimsuits in public. I'm a girl by the way. Worried they are showing too much skin. Wearing men's swimsuit in public. Worried POPL will think I'm weird for not wearing a girl's swimsuit. I could go on and on. Being in my house alone at 3 p.m. worried that someone might break in out of the blue. Being alone at all. Answering phone calls from number I don't know. Talking to people I don't know. Ordering from restaurants. Ordering from fast food counters. Ordering from drive-thrus. Asking people at a store for help. Worried I might bother them. Not asking for help. Worrying that it seems like I'm stealing. Telling people about my day. Changing my hair. How I do my makeup. Or how I dress. Worried my family might not like it. Telling new people that I'm lesbian. Even though I'm pretty much out of the closet. Drawing in front of other people. Cooking in front of other people. Going to the doctors. Going to the dentists. Going to the orthodontist. Hanging up art in my room that I did not make. Going too long without cleaning. Being in complete silence. Being in complete darkness. Going on walks at night. Wearing tight clothes. Worried it will make me look fat. Wearing loose clothes. Worried it will make me look lazy and unkept. Speaking out loud during class. Speaking out loud during Zoom class. Answering any kind of question from anybody. Lighting candles. Buying things that I want then worrying I might not use them. Running out of products I like.
Wondering if I should repurchase.
Buying anything from any brand. Worried that the brand might be problematic and I didn't know. Checking out in stores. Especially when buying brass. Ordering too much food. Worried people might think I'm fat. I could think of so many more tbh. Loud wind, I don't even understand why. Trying to break a $100 bill. Cashier holds it up to the light. Marks it with the pen. Gives you a dirty look. I have to break it somewhere. My wife. being late. Someone asked something similar before, so I'm saying this again. Moths. Especially if they're with you in the shower. Multiple trash, compost, recycling options at cafeterias and restaurants where you clean up after yourself. When it's time to throw out all of my stuff, I get anxious about making sure everything is going in the right bin and trying to look at all the pictures to make sure I'm doing it correctly. Loud footsteps coming closer. I get so anxious when I hear somebody walking in the hallway of my apartment building near my door. Too many noises or visuals going on at once. Head literally goes blank. Talking to anyone. I have general anxiety disorder, so just about everything outside of reading, video games and browsing the internet. Every time somebody raises their voice, I get a fright. Even if someone yells happily, excitedly or for a joke, I get a few strong beats in my heart before I tell myself nobody is yelling at anybody and to calm the fuck down. The weather, because there's nothing I can do about it. Too many helicopters flying over where I live. Being alive. The possibility of pregnancy from something small. Driving. I'm 30 and I still don't drive. Lots of car-related incidences when I was little, lol. Everything. Agoraphobia and generalized anxiety disorder are not fun. When I sat at my desk in a classroom, I would hold on to something I needed to throw away to avoid getting up in front of everyone. And even worse, I wouldn't go to the bathroom until class was dismissed. My poor bladder. Leaving my house. But once I leave, I am a social butterfly. Life. Everything. Mental mathematics. I cannot make even simple calculations without a calculator. Any kind of physical intimacy. Even as small as holding hands. Putting a hand on my shoulder, romantic or otherwise. I have horrible panic, anxiety attacks every time I've kissed anyone. Had no idea why for many years. Thought something must be wrong with me and kinda wrote it off as lack of experience. Turns out it was childhood trauma. With repressed memories and the whole shebang. Definitely a bummer, but putting a name and reason to the problem has started to really help. If you suffer from something similar, I absolutely recommend seeing a therapist. My friends texting me, it makes me feel sick with anxiety. Anything that involves aerobic exercise. I intensely loathe the feeling of my heart pounding, and that in itself gives me panic attacks, which cause my heart to pound. And round the cycle goes. I hate stairs for this reason. Sloths. Totally irrational fear. I see them and I swear I feel my blood pressure go up. Making out with someone. Seeing a police officer. Did I remember to close the garage door after I've sat to watch it close? Dogs. Watching videos or looking at pics that include heights, like the famous construction workers on a beam pic from a million years ago. I can't look at it too long or think about it too much cause I get sick to my stomach knowing all they had to do was move a butt cheek and they would have fallen to their death. US politics. I am Canadian. I have no control of it and it doesn't really affect me, until I start thinking about how the US climate policy will fuck up my kids' future or how Trumpism is slowly but surely seeping into Canadian politics. That shit scares me. Meeting up with someone you haven't seen in months or even years. Professional settings. Calling in sick to work when I'm genuinely sick. Opening my mail. Living Asking for a girl's number even though it is obvious she is interested. Sending a motherfucking email, text, or calling someone. I always get anxiety when I need to send an email or something. Going back for seconds at a restaurant, pre-COVID days.